the Mic with Michael Schumacher, brought to you by JR's Oasis. It's more than a fuel station, more than a convenience store. It is your one-stop travel shop on Fox Sports Radio, 101.5 FM, 1570 AM, KVTK, Vermilion, and Yankton. And we are having a special Crofton conversation with Brooklyn Guenther. Brooklyn, how are you doing today?
I am doing great.
Well, that is so good to hear. Well, I tell you what, I might have introduced you by name, but you're a little more than just a name. Tell people a little bit about yourself, you, your family, hobbies, interests, anything like that.
My name is Brooklyn Guenther. I am a senior at Crofton High School. My parents are Bill and Rachel Guenther, and I have two older brothers, Austin and Carter. My hobbies are probably hunting, fishing, just being outside, and then obviously anything with sports, and then hanging out with friends and family.
All right. Well, excellent. And so you're a senior. Let's start with that. So you're heading into your senior year. Just tell me some of the things you're looking forward to the most about your senior year.
I'm definitely looking forward to kind of just being able to be a leader and kind of just help lead the underclassmen and guide them, because it's new and it's a hard thing to step into. And then also definitely just kind of like the sports and athletics, like seeing kind of how far we've come, how much kind of I've grown since freshman year, and just being the leader on the team. And then, so definitely just kind of being involved with everything I can and just spending the last with my friends.
All right. So do you know what you want to do after high school?
I want to go into elementary education. I'm not sure on the college, but I am hoping to hopefully play softball and continue my career at the collegiate level. And while getting my degree in elementary education.
All right. So my follow-up question with elementary education is always, do you have a grade level that you're wanting to, that you think would be the perfect level? Because I know myself, I know I probably would not be a great teacher. I don't know that I have the temperament or the demeanor, but I know for sure I would like, if somebody said I had to, I'd love the maybe kindergarten, first, second. I think that's more, they're more into just learning before they get too lippy. And that's just my demeanor. Do you have a grade level that you'd love to be able to teach?
Yeah, that's actually kind of about just what mine is. But I prefer, like, if I could, would be second grade or, like, kindergarten, first grade, because they're just little and, like, cute. And, they're just starting to learn. You can just kind of help them develop those habits and carry them through life. And, they're still kind of at, like, that cute age, before they get a little feisty,
Exactly. Well, and I'll tell you, because I remember all of my teachers in Crofton, but I remember my, Mrs. Paulson as kindergarten, Mrs. Stewart in first grade, Mrs. Smith in second grade. I remember them. So, they make an impact, and they make because you're wanting to learn and everything's new, and it's, you're not used to not being around your parents and family and home. So it's always new at that point. So I think that's why they're you're able to work with them more. So no, I think that sounds amazing. So how long have you known that you wanted to be a teacher?
I've always kind of ever since I was just a little, in elementary, I was always, I want to be a teacher. And then I've always kind of just had that in the back of my mind. And then as I got older, I've always loved kids, and my mom always knew I'd do something with kids. So I was and I love helping people and want to make an impact. I'm I think just teaching is a great way I can do that, and just help just help them learn when they're little, and just make an impact on their lives, and kind of just be someone they remember, and and just kind of give them the tools that they can use for the rest of their lives. It's kind of always been my whole life.
Okay.
I've known.
Now, knowing that you wanted to be a teacher, have you observed teachers maybe in a different lens? Okay, I like what he or she does. Maybe this, I'm not too big of a fan of this. And maybe who have been some of your teachers that you kind of view as maybe inspiration?
I will. I have kind of started watching them, and then I will be doing a teaching academy and going in and observing classrooms, just helping the teacher coming up this new year. But then teachers that have definitely made an impact for my elementary, my second grade teacher, Miss Stefan, was kind of when I started realizing this is what I do, and she she's just so like just kind and just genuine and just always just was happy and like brought a smile and just helped you lead you through life. And then in fourth grade, Miss Beck, she just, I don't know, she just had a way of teaching where it's easy to understand, easy to learn, and she was like your friend. And she always just expected the best out of us, like wanted you to just be the best person you can be. I guess that's kind of the teacher I want to be, like help them learn, but also just help them be the best version of themselves. And those were the teachers that definitely taught me that.
Okay, excellent. Well, so you kind of know what you want to be doing, and obviously you have your senior year coming up. But we're going to be talking some sports after that. But what sports do you all take part in? Because obviously we know softball, and we're going to hit that because of you. Speaking of hitting, you had like 2 home runs the other day, which is kind of what triggered me wanting to talk to you. But what other sports do you do?
I do cross country, basketball, track, and softball. So I do 4 sports.
All right, excellent. Well, we're gonna talk more about that. Obviously, softball is one of your favorites because you hope to be able to do that at the next level. What is it about each sport that maybe keeps you coming back? That maybe you enjoy with each one, and then what do you think that they've taught you? What do sports mean to you as far as your development?
Yeah, sports to me is kind of like, it's just what I've known all my life, what I've grown up, and it's like my outlet for just everything. And cross country definitely what draws me in. It's definitely just, it's a family. I mean, we're all out here working hard, putting everything in our runs, and it's not an easy sport. And so I think we just kind of bond over that, and it's just that family aspect of community. And definitely what I've learned from that is just working hard and just the mental aspect. Like, no matter how fast you are, you just learn how to mentally, like, just push through anything in life. Like, it just teaches you hard work and, like, I think, like, how to overcome any challenges. And then basketball is just, that's kind of just, like, a fun sport for me. Like, I don't feel as much pressure to, like, do well. It's just I can go out there and have fun and just compete, and, like, everyone's got my back, and I like the coaching structure. Like, it's just a good, just kind of break, and it's just a fun, like, it's just a fun sport to just enjoy, and it's fun, like, different environment, getting in the gym, playing in front of, like, your home crowd. And track is definitely, I love just speed, power, sprinting, which is way different than cross country, but I can just, like, do my own thing and still be on a team. And I guess I just like feeling fast and just the coaching and, again, the teammates and just going out and meeting new people. And I don't know, there's just something about sprinting, like, I just feel fast and just, like, free. And also it pushes you to your limits, but it's, like, a comfortable, like, it's fun. And then softball is just, I've grown up on softball. My dad was a baseball player. I've grown up since I was a baby going to his games, and I've always been around it. And I fell in love with it from just a young age. And I just go out there, I'm like, I know this is where I want to be. You feel peace, and I will go in, work every day, and it's always fun. Like, yes, I have more pressure on it because I want, like, this is what I want to do the best in, but it just pushes me to be better. And, like, the teammates, I mean, I love being out there under the lights on the field, and it's just everything about it. I love it, and it's just a passion that I have.
All right. Well, excellent. Well, you mentioned your dad as an athlete, and I remember getting to watch him playing for the Blue Jays, and and I think at one time that infield had your dad, and it had Brian, and it had Chad, and I remember watching all of that. And so, obviously, your dad was an athlete. I saw him play basketball when he was in high school, and I was younger. But so we know he's an athlete. Was your mom an athlete as well? And who did you get more athleticism from?
I would say definitely my dad. I mean, my mom grew up, she was a really talented volleyball player, and she's still to this day. And she did a little bit of track, but she's definitely probably more athletics than my dad, I would say.
Okay. All right. And did they ever do you ever go to them for advice, like when you're in some of these sports, or were they good about trying to encourage, or did they kind of let you just do your thing and, okay, if she comes to us, that'll be cool?
Yeah, definitely. My mom was always there to support whatever you needed. You can go to her. She will also try to encourage you, like, just learn. She didn't do as much of the sports in high school, but she definitely, doing in them, tries to learn it and just help you. And yeah, my dad too was definitely one, like he'll let me come to him, but he also will critique me, especially in softball with playing. Like I'm always like, hey, this is what I need to work on, and he'll tell me to, like, before the game, like, hey, kind of here's what you can do. But he also will stand back too, and they'll let you support. It's kind of a good mix of letting you come to them, but also like, hey, here's some things you can change and kind of work on. So it's definitely kind of a mix of both.
All right. Well, excellent. Well, I want to talk more softball, but I always like to ask some icebreakers. You willing to answer a few?
Yeah.
All right. First one is one final meal. What are you going to have?
Probably have pheasant from the main course, which is probably my favorite meal that you can have. It's, I don't know, I just always like that. And then probably I'll have ice cream with it. I'm a big ice cream person for dessert, and some sort of fruit, probably just like a fruit mix of strawberries, kiwis, apples, just all the fruit probably would be.
All right. Did you say pheasant?
Yes, yep.
Wow. I'm going to tell you. I mean, I do a lot of these interviews. That is my first pheasant response, but I'm not mad. That is, how do you like it prepared? Because I've had it a few different ways. How do you like your pheasant prepared?
I like it deep fried because we'll go out. Definitely the best is fresh when you go hunting that day, and then that afternoon, definitely deep fried. And like, however, I don't know, my dad always makes it, and I don't know, I love it.
All right. Well, and you mentioned you like hunting and stuff like that. What's your favorite thing to hunt for?
Probably pheasant or deer, but pheasant would probably be the most because, deer hunting, you kind of just sit there and wait, and pheasant, you can walk around, go outside exploring. I don't know, I like shooting them. It's fun getting them when they're flying.
All right. Now, do you have a bird dog that goes with you, or are you just kind of out there on your own?
Yep, we got a bird dog. He's out there.
All right. What's his name?
Buck.
Okay. All right. Excellent.
Yep.
Now, if you could see any three musical artists live in concert, which three are you going to want to see?
Probably Granger Smith, but she's not singing right now, but he went back. And then Blake Shelton would be another fun one. And then if I could go back in time, I'd see Toby Keith, but he's not. If I could go back in time, that'd be a fun one to see.
So Toby Keith, all right. And yeah, you can. I mean, these are anybody throughout history. So yeah, I think Toby Keith put on some great shows. Blake Shelton always seems good. And you said Granger Smith was the other one?
Yeah.
All right. What does Granger play?
He's guitar. He's a country.
Okay.
There, he's done. He hasn't, he's taken off for the last few years, but I don't know. I like his songs. They're just very, to heart, I'd say.
Okay, excellent. And then finally, if you could travel back to any point in the Earth's history and be guaranteed safe return one time, to when are you traveling and why?
I would go back to probably the homestead days. I don't know. There's just something about it, just the simplicity of life. And me and a teammate were kind of talking about this, and it's just they're all just at peace, and just to go back and just experience what it was like, just being surrounded by open prairie grass, you and your family, and just no worries, just yeah. I don't know. There's something about that way of life, just kind of slowing down. That seems I'd want to experience.
All right. I like that. There's something about simpler times that is appealing, especially in this day and age when everything just seems so chaotic. So, no, I can appreciate that. All right. Now, finally, as you go through life, who is someone or are some people? Now, this can be a celebrity. It can be an athlete. It can be a musician, or it could be people closer to home. But who is someone or are some people that you hold up as examples and say, if I can live my life like her or him, I'm going to consider myself a success?
Yeah, for some people that I've kind of been surrounded by growing up, definitely my grandma. She's just a hard worker. She's just down to earth, but she's so genuine and loving. And then also, my cousin Caitlin. She's just one of the sweetest people you'll meet. She's very athletic, but she's smart. She's just one of those people can't hate her. And then also growing up, one was my neighbor, Megan Tramp. She was also just one of those, she'll just, if someone needs a coat, she'll give them her coat. Like, she's just always helping. Also just a great person. And then, so yeah, those are just kind of the people just growing up surrounded by that I've always, like, if I can just be, like, that kind and just genuine, I'd be happy.
All right. And what's your grandma's name?
Marlon.
Okay. All right. Excellent. Well, I think those are great examples, and I've actually had the chance to interview your cousin Caitlin. I had her in studio for an interview, so that's awesome. Yeah, she seemed great. So I think those are good answers. You did well on the icebreakers, but you okay if we wrap up talking a little softball?
Yeah.
All right. So how long have you been playing softball?
I have been playing probably since kindergarten, 6 years old. Not sure the exact year, but I think I started playing, kindergarten as soon as I could get on the field. But I was playing at home long before that. Since I was little, I had a ball in my hand.
All right. And what are your primary positions, and what's your favorite spot?
My favorite is definitely shortstop. I have started to pitch a little more these last few years, and I'm starting to like that, but shortstop is definitely my favorite.
All right, and you said you're hoping to be able to play, in college. Have you had a chance to talk to any schools yet?
Yes, I have talked to a few schools, have a few offers I'm kind of looking at. I'm still trying to maybe communicate with a few more coaches and then, kind of see what I have and see where that takes me.
Well, good. So you have some offers on the table. That is so good. That is great because, we're at South Dakota now for a few years. They've had sanctioned softball at the high school level. Does Nebraska have that? Crofton's not part of that, are they? You guys have just club softball?
Yeah, we just have, summer town club softball. There is, Nebraska does have school ball, but in our area it's hard because just not enough schools have it. If you go more towards where there's more, Omaha, Lincoln area, you see, all those areas, you will see school teams have ball, but it's hard here, which does make it harder for, playing college because you don't have that high school stats and just stuff. But, no, we do not have school ball.
All right. Well, I'm glad to hear you have offers because that's kind of what I was going to say is that it's a little tougher through the club sport to do it. But obviously, Crofton has a rich tradition of athletics, and you're part of that. Whether it's girls cross country, girls basketball, baseball's obviously been huge, and so softball's kind of getting folded into that. What's it been like to be a part of the tradition of athletics in Crofton?
It's definitely been kind of an honor just, walking in, looking just at a trophy case and just the plaques on the wall. And sometimes you don't even think about it. It's just kind of something we're bred into, just you're surrounded by athletes, and then you kind of go into other schools and you kind of realize they don't have this, it's just different. And I guess it's just very blessed to be a part of that and to be surrounded with such great players and coaches and to have kind of that legacy. And I guess it's just, and it makes you work a little harder trying to just keep that alive and keep that tradition going. But I'm very blessed to be a part of that and to have definitely the community support and just staff support.
Well, and it's amazing how that helps, continue. How it goes from one generation into the next. Well, Brooklyn, I want to say thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me today. How late does the softball season go for you guys?
We have state, I think the second week of July. And so then, we'll go about 2 weeks in July. We'll play kind of regular season games, pick up games up until there. And then, we have state and send it all down in Hastings.
All right. And then what does the rest of the summer hold for you?
Still doing my school sports. Will have stuff in summer, kind of camps throughout. And then, I can kind of take July off a bit and relax and kind of go camping, spend time with family. And then definitely working still and, just still working on sports and spending some more time with my family.
All right. And you going to keep your Grandpa Donnie in line?
Oh, yeah.
All right. Cause
go check up on him, play some cards.
He was my first boss. When he worked at the school, my first job was as a custodian in Crofton. So your grandpa was my first boss, so he gives me grief all the time anytime I am in Crofton and see him. So you tell him hi for me, okay?
All right.
All right. Well, Brooklyn, thank you so much. Really excited to get a chance to talk to you. And can you do me a favor when you do decide where you're committing or when you sign? I try to keep track of it, but can you just text me? I'd love to talk with you when you make your decision. Would that be okay?
Yeah, sounds good.
All right. Excellent. Well, you have a great rest of your day. We'll talk to you down the line and have a great summer.
Okay, you too. Thank you.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye.
That was Brooklyn Guenther of Crofton Softball, Crofton Lady Warriors Basketball, Crofton Girls Track and Field, Crofton Girls Cross Country. And yeah, her dad, I knew her dad, Bill, was older than me, but a great athlete in Crofton, basketball player, great pitcher for the Blue Jays, played in college. And I don't know why I'm thinking Wayne State, but pardon me, says Wayne State, but I could be completely off and somebody's going to go, no, whatever. But he was always so fun to watch. And so glad I could get a chance to talk to Brooklyn. She hit 2 home runs the other day. And that's if I follow Crofton Volunteer Fields on Facebook, and that's what brought her to my attention. And if you have somebody that you would like me to talk about, whether it's Crofton, why not? Hardington, Yankton, Gayville, Vollen, Bonholm, Springfield, Taborton, any school that we cover, just let me know. Or if they have a connection to this area, I would love to talk with them. And I try to find as many of these stories as I can, but sometimes it's hard. So give me a call or text 605-661-5858 if you have somebody that you think I should talk with. And especially if you have their number or can help me connect with them, that makes it even easier. So, all right. And if you'd like to be a sponsor of these Crofton Conversations, you give me a call. I've got room for 2 or 3, and I would definitely make it worth your while. If you call me, I'll even sweeten the deal. But otherwise, if I call you and you say yes, I'm going to make it worth your while. All right. This is At the Mic with Michael Schumacher, brought to you by JR's Oasis on Fox Sports Radio. We'll be back with more right after this.